At the moment of time we're living in right now, it's becoming very clear that our society is dealing with some serious issues when it comes to individuals being okay with, and these individuals primarily are on the left. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. Are okay with lewd, graphic, explicit, revealing adult content being created on pretty much any media, books, videos, and pictures, and shared with others. And in this case, most concerning of all, shared with kids. And in some instances, shared with very young kids. We're talking about kindergarten, first, and second grade even. And these same individuals who are okay with this revile when that same information is being exposed by others in society. We've seen this happen so many times when people expose this garbage on social media, or some even go to school board meetings where they're reading the books out loud. They're like, hey, guys, these books are available to our kids, you know, the little people that we take care of. Let's read some of it. And then they start to read it out loud in front of the board. And all of a sudden they're like, hey, you can't read that disgusting garbage. You got to put that down. That's lewd. That's explicit. And the person's like, that's exactly my point. I just picked this thing up on your library shelf. Matter of fact, it's right there. The library is right over there. We're in the building and the kids can actually get this. And I'm an adult and I can't read this to other adults. That's the problem. So they go after the people exposing this stuff, but not the individuals creating it and distributing it. They're fine. If they want to create this lewd garbage, no problem. If they want to distribute this even to kids, no problem. But please sit down and shut your mouth if you're going to actually expose this or reveal this to people that these things are available. I'm going to show you a very recent clip of the Young Turks where you can see this brain dead approach in action.
So one of the more recent posts, she went after a teacher at Pulaski High School in Wisconsin. This is what she posted on X. So we blurred out the images of the teacher in question. But drag queen teacher allegedly told students to search his drag profiles where they were subjected to graphic sexualized content. Full story here. So Bryce Thomas Van Reed is the special education teacher that she targeted there. A teacher that she's, not a teacher, I'm sorry, a parent that she spoke to for her post was concerned, and that parent claimed that this educator had directed the students to his social media posts. I don't know, Shane. I don't think you should be posting this kind of stuff on social media. If you're gonna have a public social media profile and you're gonna have it accessible to your students, it's probably a bad idea to post this kind of stuff. Like, am I being crazy for saying that?
Well, look, so it's one thing to say, as an administrator of the school, let's try to minimize that, okay? Let's take that down, etc. It's another thing to do with Rychik and Matt Walsh and people like that do.
Fearmonger about it.
Yeah, like, oh my God, well, this is gonna do damaging your kids, etc. When they talk about the hospitals, they talk about how they're chopping kids up. What do you think people are gonna do when they think that kids are being chopped up inside the hospitals? Yeah, they're gonna do extreme things, especially a lot of people in those audiences are not mentally well. And so, look, guys, one or two random acts of violence, there's nothing that people can do about it. So anybody can watch CNN and decide that they're gonna get enraged by what Anderson Cooper said or because of something Anderson Cooper said and then go do acts of violence. That's not on Anderson Cooper. He didn't mean that, he didn't encourage that, etc. And it's random. I'm not saying that it's happened, I'm just using it as an example. But when it happens 14 times, 25 times, 33 times,
yeah, so
you should be deeply, deeply concerned that it's a pattern that you appear to be creating. Does she look deeply concerned? She looks so proud that they're basically, hey, I made it into the papers as a person who's encouraging bomb threats. Yes, I mean, what is that smile about? You want to get angry at the piece and say hey, it's not fair? No problem, I get it.
So let me go ahead and break this down because it can be a little tough to follow this guy's brain dead logic on this topic. So there's a teacher and he decided in his own personal social media account to take images, explicit images, revealing images of him cross-dressing, exposing himself in sexualized images. And that's now one thing, right? I mean, it's a little strange, especially to do it on social media, especially to share it with other people, to not keep stuff like this private. But this is what he did. So much worse is he decided to tell his students, hey, by the way, look me up on social media, look at my images, look at my stuff. I mean, right there, right off the bat, this is a fireable offense. It's really criminal. I actually wouldn't tell students to look at any of my social media accounts anywhere, even if they were just me and my family hanging out together. There's really no business there having students finding your accounts and sharing them. Never mind accounts revealing your body in an explicit way to other people, where even the Young Turks can't even show the image. They blur it out so people can't see that image. That's how revealing it is. This guy is telling the students to go see this. But instead of this individual saying, wow, this is some corrupt mindset, this is some diseased thinking that's commonplace in our society and amongst our teachers and other professionals, this is a problem and these people need to be taken care of and taken out of these positions. He begins to mock the very individual who exposed this. This person who said, hey, everybody, this is being done in our classrooms. He's literally acting out like a crazy person. Because of the fact that she exposed it, this might now encourage other people to do wrong things. And so they mock them. They ridicule them. This is the disease going on. Like I opened this video up with, there is a clear problem in our society where individuals are okay with people creating this content and distributing this content and sharing it with kids. That's okay. Just don't expose it. Keep your mouth shut. It'll be fine. Don't worry, the kids will be good. They're not influential at all. You know, their minds, their brains are not moldable in any sort of way. They could just look at whatever. They could take anything into their eyes and ears and then they'll just be perfectly okay. Do you think there might be a reason why we're seeing exponential increases in psychological disorders right now? Kids who are struggling with all sorts of social disorders. Do you think it might have something to do with all the garbage that they're taking in, that back in the day in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s, we just didn't have the ability to take this garbage in? I mean, it was available, of course, but you really had to go into the back dark corridors of society to access it. You didn't have your phone or your computer or your teacher telling you to look at his revealing images of his body. You didn't have that. It was not really possible. I mean, yes, you could go, try to be like a peeping Tom or something like that, or go find a little magazine somewhere or something like that. But that was kind of far and few and in between the reality of your existence, which was pretty much going to school, hanging out with friends, going home, riding a bike, climbing trees, spending time outside, going to an arcade. But now these kids are bombarded nearly 24/7 with this disgusting imagery being thrown at them. No problem. Just don't expose it. Oh, and the fact that our kids are having all kinds of mental disorders, all kinds of social anxiety, all kinds of neurological issues, that's okay. It's not that. It's probably the rising temperatures. That's what it is. The temperature went up 1 degree Fahrenheit in the last 40 years. We think that's the issue. I think not. What do you think? Comment below. How do you feel about this? Is this okay? How are we going to stop this? What are we going to do? I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll catch you on the next one.